Okay, so hello everyone, and Assalamu alaikum. Thank you all for joining today. I know it's a weekend, and I hope I wouldn't take much of your time. Uh, so it's a pleasure to be here with you this afternoon. My name is Mohammed Midani. I'm a researcher and professor and consultant who's been working on natural fibers and bio-based materials for the past 18 years. And today I'll be telling you more about our initiative to create the first mapping of the Arab bio-based materials economy. But before we start, we need to know what's meant by bioeconomy. Actually, it's a short for bio-based economy, which is the sustainable production, use, and conservation of biological resources, or in other words, it is a system, an economy that is based on biological resources from living resources, including animals, plants, and microorganisms. And by applying knowledge, science, technology, and innovation, we're able to provide solutions to transform those biological resources into food, feed, chemicals, energy, and materials to enable to transition to a sustainable economy. So while the bioeconomy in a broader sense is focused on like the conversion of biological resources into food, feed, chemicals, energy, and materials, the focus of this book is mainly on bio-based materials. Okay, so as you all know, the bioeconomy is coming, but the Arab world is not ready yet. Today, more than 60 countries have national bioeconomy strategies, creating industries and jobs beyond fossil-based resources. Yet none of these are Arab countries. But the most important question is why? Why 60 countries and none of them are Arab? And I stopped and questioned. And the only reason I could find is actually knowledge. Maybe we have the bioresources, but we do not have, or we do not know they even exist. And if we do, maybe we don't know their value. And if we know, maybe we don't have the knowledge or the infrastructure to transform such bioresources into valuable bioproducts. So it is all about knowledge. The bioeconomy is a knowledge-based economy, which means we cannot transition into this new world of bioeconomy without the knowledge. So let's just imagine you're walking and you come across a group of snails. So do you know what are their material composition? Do you know which countries actually produce snails? Do you know what are the applications and the market potential for snails? Do you even know how they can be converted into valuable materials and ingredients? So if your answer is no, don't worry, you're not alone, because that's exactly the knowledge gap that this book is trying to uncover. Or 4 years ago, I've embarked on a special journey to establish the first research and innovation center, which is specialized in bio-based materials in the region. We're a small group with small funding, but with big knowledge and really big ambitions. And we were able to create so much impact that was actually recognized internationally. And we thought that what if we open source our working model and replicate it across the Arab countries? How much impact could this create? So actually, what started as a dream to develop and scale up technologies to valorize our bio-based resources is now becoming an even bigger dream to build a regional economy around them. So without knowledge and data, we're flying blind. So we initiated this book project to map the Arab bio-based materials economy, including biomass, biorefinery infrastructure, and bioproducts, country by country, which will be published by Springer Nature in the book series Material Horizons, which is indexed in Scopus. And as the saying goes, the locals know best, or in Arabic, أهل مكة أدرى بشعبها. This is why we're inviting authors and researchers to contribute a chapter, including the opportunity of becoming part of a network of Arab bio-based materials champions who will lead future collaborations, funded projects, and innovation opportunities across the region, inshallah. And I'm privileged to be co-editing this book alongside some of the top experts in bio-based materials economy in the region, including Professor Ahmed Hassanain, who is a professor of fiber and polymer engineering at the Textile Engineering Department, Alexandria University. Also, Professor Tamer Hamouda, who is the Vice President for Technology Transfer at the National Academy for Scientific Research and Technology, and Dr. Saeed Awad, who is the Managing Director of Scale Up Innovation Holdings, and Dr. Lobna Saifi, a postdoctoral researcher who has been always instrumental and the backbone of all my publications. So the book is composed of 3 sections. The first section actually sets the tone and provides a background and foundation of the Arab materials bioeconomy. So the first chapter introduces the concept and evolution of the bioeconomy with a focus on materials, and it defines the key terms and explains the scope, the motivation, and the mapping methodology of this book. The second chapter it classifies and maps the major biomass typologies or types in the Arab region, including agricultural from plant and animal, desert and oasis, fisheries and aquaculture, and organic waste, highlighting their distribution across the Arab region, their characteristics, and potential for material valorization. And the third chapter presents the main biorefinery and conversion pathways for such bioresources to transform the regional biomass into cascading high-value applications and bioproducts. And the fourth chapter is actually analyzing the policy frameworks, the investment trends, and innovation ecosystems that supports the bio-based industries in the Arab countries. And the second section of the book is actually, which is the heart of this book, which is the country by country mapping. So chapters from 5 to 20 are dedicated to specific countries, or in some cases, group of countries. Or for instance, Syria and Lebanon, for example, or Jordan and Palestine. So, and each chapter in this section, it should provide a country-specific mapping of what are the bio-based materials value chain, conveying available biomass resources, the existing biorefinery pathways in each country, the key bioproducts and the markets, and identifies what are the critical gaps. I'm sorry. What are what are the critical gaps that represents opportunities for development in each country? Section 3 is dedicated to the sectors and the applications. So for instance, chapter 21, it examines the conversion processes and biorefinery pathways that transforms natural fibers, feathers, down, fur, and leather into bio-based textile materials and products, showcasing the existing and the emerging examples of sustainable textile innovation in the Arab world. Likewise, the rest of the chapters, every chapter will be focused on a specific topic. So this is why it's considered, or a specific sector. This is why it's a sectoral application. So chapter 22 is focused on pulp, paper, hygiene, and packaging. 23 is engineered wood and adhesives. 24, biowaste, construction and building. 25, bioplastics and biocomposites. 26 is focused on bio-based fertilizers, growing media, compost, soil amendments. And 27 is focused on bio-based cosmetics and pharmaceuticals, which is also an emerging domain. And finally, chapter 28, it synthesizes all the insights across the region to propose a coordinated roadmap for scaling the Arab materials bioeconomy and recommend investment priorities, policy reforms, and academic collaboration in this domain, the bio-based materials economy in the Arab world. And as you can see, so it's not a typical academic publication. It's more of a baseline assessment to understand where are we now and where we should be heading and how we can get there. So the goal is actually to provide a strategic framework for building a regional bioeconomy strategy based on our local resources and knowledge. And this book is all about people, livelihoods, and pathway to reconstruction and welfare. This envisioned bio-based materials economy, it can become a foundation for sustainable development, especially in countries rebuilding after conflict or searching for new engines of growth. So what are the next steps is you need to prepare a proposal for your chapter and submit it. The chapter proposal includes the title. So what is the title that you've selected from the list or from the table of contents? Or if there's a proposed title that you're interested in, which is not included in this table of content, you might still propose a new title or a new chapter as long as it align with the book core theme. Also, the proposal would include an abstract, an outline. So an outline, just like a short table of content, what are the parts or the sections of your chapter, and a list of authors and their affiliations, and a short biography of the lead author, including 2 to 3 relevant publications. And the proposal submission deadline is 31st of October, and we will be notifying the selected authors by the 15th of November, and the full manuscript submission will be due on the 1st of June 2026. So you will almost have 7.5 months to prepare your manuscript type. And one last thing before I conclude. So myself and my co-editors, we will be working closely with each author to make sure they align with the main theme of the book. And we will be providing another onboarding session on how to prepare a value chain analysis for every country, which will act as a framework on how to prepare the necessary information for each chapter. And if you still have a question, we can discuss now, and we can go through some examples if you wish. So we look forward to receiving your proposals, and please send your submissions and correspondence to my institutional email, msmidani@ncsu.edu. So thank you so much for your attention, and I will be happy to answer any of your questions.